live. You hear it? Yeah, I see it. Alright. Alright, Shalom.
Shalom.
We're going to start off as always, giving all praises on and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Akakodash, double honors to our teachers, the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and salutations to you sincere brothers, faithfully and diligently pushing this truth with fear and trembling through the spirit and power, Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Alright, we're the GMS Memphis Camp coming at you, Lord willing, with an edifying lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. You see the title of this live lesson, United we stand, divided we fall, okay, which is a quote, and I have an article, all right, on that quote, and I'm going to get right into it. This is from wikipedia.org. It says, United we stand, divided we fall is a phrase used in many different kinds of mottos, most often to inspire unity and collaboration. Its core concept lies in the collectivist notion that if individual members of a certain group with binding ideals, such as a union, coalition, confederation, or alliance, work on their own instead of as a team, they are each doomed to fail and will all be defeated. I'm going to read that again. Its core concept lies in the collectivist notion that if individual members of a certain group with binding ideals such as a union, coalition, confederation, or alliance work on their own instead of as a team, they are each doomed to fail and will all be defeated. The phrase is also often referred to with only the words, United we stand. It says the phrase it's going into the historical origins. It says the phrase has been attributed to ancient Greek storyteller Aesop, both directly in his fable, The Four Oxen and the Lion, and indirectly, The Bundle of Sticks.
Bundle of sticks.
Yeah.
New Testament references. A similar phrase also appears in the biblical New Testament, translated into English from the historic Greek in Mark 3:25 as, and if a house be divided against itself, that house cannot stand. Similar verses of the New Testament include Matthew 12:25. And Yahweh Shai knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. Luke 11:17. But he, knowing their thoughts, said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought to desolation, and every house divided against a house falleth. Going into Babylon, okay? Babylon is falling. Because when you have division brings what? Confusion. All right? When you have two individuals, or you have two groups supposedly working together as one, and then there's division brings what? Confusion.
Yep.
And as confusion is escalated, it turns into chaos.
Yep.
And chaos brings forth what? Destruction.
Hey, doom.
Doom.
I get the definition of doom.
Y'all go ahead.
Yeah.
No, I got a different definition.
Okay, I bring this. It basically means to give judgment against, to bring judgment, with a death, destruction, basically.
What's the word?
Doom.
Doom.
Yep.
You in the etymology, or you where you at?
Merriam-Webster.com.
Okay, come. You can read it again. Read it up a little louder.
Okay, come. It's a the verb to give judgment against, condemn.
To give judgment against, condemn. And that judgment ultimately is coming from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai on America, man.
That's right.
The whole thing for Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai is to bring judgment upon America to where it is brought to desolation. Because America, aka Babylon the Great, is ran by Esau Edom the Wicked, all right? And their chief nation, which they have used to bring forth wickedness in the earth, is America, man.
That's right.
You know? Go ahead, Zah.
It made me think of this word schism, right? And it's a noun. It means a split or division between strongly opposed sections or parties caused by differences an opinion or belief. That's what we're seeing today, man. You know, you got two different sides, Democrat, Republican. They said it, they've never seen it more divided than now, you know?
Con. And that's what Yahweh Shah said that he come to bring, you know, on earth. All right. Now, ultimately, the more that we come together as the nation of Israel, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, the more that we come together in the spirit and as one. Matter of fact, brother, get Psalms. Is it 133? All right. It speaks about how beautiful it is for brethren. All right. Go ahead.
This Psalms 133:1, a song of David. It said, "Behold, how good and how pleasant it is for brethren to dwell together in unity."
See, dwell together in unity, meaning what? One mind. All right. Understanding the concept of how life works. You know, because it's really not that hard, man. But the more that these Edomites rule, the more chaos and confusion is brought forth in the earth. And life is way more complicated than it has to be, man. You know? It ain't that hard, man. Just stop being a goddamn tyrant. Just stop being a goddamn devil, being a capitalist, being, you know, a deceiver. Looking out for your own instead of for your brethren. Because the principles of the Bible, you deal with what they say is the golden rule. Do unto others as what you would have them do unto you. Love thy neighbor as thyself.
That's right.
But that's not what America is about, man. Anytime America, and when I speak and I say America, I mean Esau, Edom. Anytime they see opportunity to go into other nations and attack and shed innocent blood in order to capitalize on the resources, they do so. And that's always been their MO.
Yep.
You know, it's never been about a peaceful solution. It's never been about the overall equity of life, the overall existence of humanity being at peace.
Right.
You know, they exercise their force at all costs
Yep.
to obtain their heart's desire.
Right.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah 5:21. Woe unto them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight.
Mm-hmm.
Woe unto them that are mighty. Well, that was the point, you know, because they're wise in their own eyes. They have their own agenda that they're trying to accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they're trying to make a quick profit by going in there, taking the land and, you know, nutrients from that land, returning home and selling it for big bucks. And it says destruction to them that are wise in their own eyes and prudent in their own sight. You know, because they come with the name of freedom. You know, they come and push democracy on other people and saying that they're liberating those people from a corrupt dictatorship or whatever they're being ruled by. You know, but that's their own sight. You know, that's not according to the sight of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai.
Yep.
Because what's in his vision is him setting Yahweh Shai being the King of Kings and the elect, the kings under him. That's
one mind,
kind.
you know, and one mind. That's the main thing. The scriptures speak about us. As a matter of fact, get John 17.
I get a quick one.
Yeah, go ahead.
This Amos 3:3. Can two walk together except they be agreed?
Can two walk together unless they be agreed? So this whole system was a system destined for failure from its origins, you know. And the origins of it go back to the Greek Empire, you know. That's how you know these are the same people coming back in power today. All right, when you read in Ecclesiastes, it says, there's no new thing under the sun. Ecclesiastes 1:9. All right? So the spirit, it says the thing that hath been is the thing that shall be. So the spirit of the Greeks, the spirit of the Romans is back here today. Because what happened during the time of Alexander's reign and his campaign to conquer the Eastern world. His soldiers start turning against him. All right, because he had ultimately forsaken the roots of his heritage. You know, once he started conquering those other nations, what he started doing was going after their ways and putting them in positions of power, and his soldiers were taking the back seat, and they was like, the hell with this, you know, we tired, all we've been doing is come fighting and put our lives on the line for you, and we're taking a back seat to these second and third class citizens, so to speak. What you see going on in America? The same thing,
Nothing new under the sun.
you know? Go ahead, bro.
That was on that.
John 17.
This is John 17:22. And the glory which thou gavest me, I have given them.
Start in verse, I believe it's 9, where it say
I pray for
that
them.
we may be one. It talks about being one.
11.
Yeah. Start at verse 9 though. I believe you start around verse 9.
Okay, so like it. This is John 17:9. I pray for them. I pray not for the world,
Mm-hmm.
but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. And now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee. Holy Father, keep through thy own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are.
That they may be one as we are. So that's the whole thing about when Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai made us joint heirs, meaning you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Being joint heirs wasn't just about us being kings with him, but about in a overall agreement with the judgment of how we are to be kings and to rule the earth and to rule over the servants of the earth. Not, well, I'm gonna rule my servants this way.
Mm-hmm.
The kings in Pennsylvania, we gonna allow same-sex marriage.
Mm-hmm.
The kings in California or Mississippi, we ain't gonna allow same-sex marriage. We gonna allow abortion. You know, we gonna legalize marijuana. You know what I'm saying? So this very article that we read from Wikipedia is most famously known in America. United we stand, divided we fall. So these very words that they use, as words carry vibration and power. These very words that they use as a motto to identify themselves by is the very words that they are falling by. You got something?
I have something. This is Philippians 2, and I'll get straight to the point, verse 2. Fulfill ye my joy, that ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind.
So when you read in the Bible, all right, the principles of having a kingdom that's successful, an everlasting kingdom, because Yahweh Shah condemned this kingdom, man. He condemned any kingdom divided against itself. But he said the kingdom of Israel will be an everlasting kingdom forevermore. But he taught us the principles of how to make that come to fruition. It's by being of one mind, man. Being of one understanding.
That's right.
I get a quick one.
Go ahead, bro.
This is Sirach 10:3. An unwise king destroyed his people.
An unwise king destroyed his people, man. And ultimately, when it all boils down, the superior powers are the banking families. You see? And what is their motive? To obtain all the resources, all right? And not to have any compassion or mercy on the casualties, you know, that are in between that. So it's whatever, you know, it's like whatever it takes for us to suck the well dry, to reap the earth to its fullest amount. It don't matter. That's why you got the Georgia Guidestones. That's why you got the agenda being to decrease the population to 5. When has it ever been in the Most High's recipe ultimately for success to come through death? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's been the ultimate, because his whole thing from the beginning was to be fruitful and multiply. You know,
But because wickedness has preceded.
wickedness has exceedingly polluted the earth.
Right.
You know, that's when the Lord say, okay, it's too much wickedness. You know, because ultimately the so-called white man's MO is to destroy, to create death. So the Lord say, well, I'm gonna intervene. You know, he disappointed the devices. It's saying Job, the 5th chapter
Of the crafty.
of the crafty. You know, which the devices that Esau, Edom use all lead to death. That's why I say in Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, he is as death, man. You know, division causes death. Like I said, division leads to confusion. Confusion leads to chaos, and chaos leads to death and destruction, man.
Yep.
Let me read a little bit more of this article. I know y'all brothers got precepts on that. I want to read this part. It says, use in U.S. history, meaning the term divided, united we stand, divided we fall. Use in U.S. history. The first attributed use in modern times is to founding father John Dickinson in his pre-Revolutionary War song, the Liberty Song, first published on July 7, 1768 in both Pennsylvania. Now, ain't it such, you know, a big controversy over the state Pennsylvania for this election? You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Now, where's Philadelphia?
This is like up north though.
What state is Philadelphia in?
Philadelphia. That's in Pennsylvania, isn't it?
So Philadelphia stands for what? Brotherly love.
Yeah.
Right.
You see? But it ain't none.
Right.
Because Esau hate his own. Really, he hate his own.
Right.
Yep.
He'll sacrifice his own in order to accomplish
His agenda.
his agenda.
Yeah.
You know?
Like the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing. You know, they had him killed off, you know, to save all the other politicians that were caught up in that shit.
Right.
He don't give a damn, man.
Scripture says, no flesh shall be saved, man. You know, the Esau kill his damn self if it come down to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
He'll
Jeffrey.
take his own self.
Yeah.
They
It's what the Lord said. If he don't shorten the days,
Right.
then no flesh shall be saved. So really, at the end of the day, the Most High saving Esau from himself.
He said Esau from himself.
Because after he destroyed everybody else on the planet, then it's like
Ain't
it's
nobody
gonna come
left.
down. It's gonna come down. It's gonna be the Rothschild and the Rockefellers, and they really the same. You know, you know what I'm saying? That's what it'll get down to.
Yep.
So it won't be no life. You know. But let me finish this. It says in the song Dickinson wrote, "Then join hand in hand, brave Americans, all by united we stand. By dividing we fall." So I'm gonna jump down. It says Patrick Henry used the phrase in his last public speech given in March 1799, in which he denounced the Kentucky and Virginia resolutions. Clasping his hands and swaying unsteadily, Henry declaimed, "Let us trust God and our better judgment to set us right hereafter. United we stand, divided we fall. Let us not split into factions. We must destroy the union upon which our existence hangs."
Dang.
His whole speech was hypocritical.
Bang.
Right.
Yeah.
Like everything he said was contradicting itself,
Man.
you know? Because the Lord is all about the unity of the nation of Israel. See, what happened when the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom split? Jeroboam and Rehoboam. They didn't come to an agreement.
Yep.
So it caused the whole kingdom to be divided.
Yep.
And once we were divided, we were conquered.
Hey,
10 tribes went to captivity.
which was the bulk
Of-
of Israel. You see? You should say something. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, hey, Esau known to do that too, cause you know back in the was that Civil War? He had the North against the South, man. Shit, Esau.
Union,
Right, yeah,
Union
the-
against the
Yeah,
Confederacy.
yeah, Union against the Confederate. They, man, hey, all type of bodies, man. That was a big deal, man. You know, they got the slaves involved, man. Hey, Esau,
Yeah, was involved.
right?
Yeah.
Shit, hey, man.
Now check this out. It said, it's talking about Patrick Henry. It said at the end of his oration, he fell into the arms of bystanders and was carried almost lifeless into a nearby tavern. 2 months afterward, he died.
Damn.
So he was killed by his own.
Yep.
You see?
Yep.
Y'all brothers got that in Isaiah?
19.
Cut.
This is Isaiah 19:2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom.
Hey, that's what you see going on now. This is spiritual Egypt, man. America is the new house of bondage, man. All right? This is the Western world of Egypt, man. Okay? So you see looting and protesting and what you got? You got the Black Lives Matter against the
Blue Lives Matter.
yeah, the Proud Boys. And,
All lives matter.
you know what I'm saying? Antifa.
Yep.
Chaz.
Come on, man.
Alphabet boys.
This is prophecy, you know?
Yep.
Because really when Yahweh Shai, brother, did we bring out Matthew 12 and 25 yet?
Nope.
Let's bring that out. Really Yahweh Shai, and we can get Mark 3, really Yahweh Shai, you know, he was making a statement,
Yeah.
but he really was prophesying the downfall of America, man.
Yep.
Because Satan's chief kingdom in the earth, this is it. This is the climax of Satan's dominion, you know?
You got it, bro.
The brother got somebody got a precept on the comment board. Any brother checking? All right, brothers just
I'm
saying
looking-
Shalom.
Yeah, it's Columbia.
Okay, Shalom, Kalabi Bob.
Take it that mark.
Yeah, either one. Get Mark or get Matthew first. Yeah, get Matthew first. Matthew 12 and 25.
I know the 12. I
Okay.
Matthew 24 though.
Okay. Whatever y'all brothers got, bring it out.
In Matthew 12, 25, and Yahweh knew their thoughts and said unto them, every kingdom divided against itself is brought into desolation, and every city or house divided against itself shall not stand. And if Satan cast out Satan, he is divided against himself. How shall then his kingdom stand?
And that's how ultimately the Most High set it up. You know? Because in the end, the whole thing pertaining to the judgment of the Most High is for the nation of Israel, mainly the elect, to unite in one mind, set towards the kingdom of righteousness. And for Esau, Edom to be continually divided against one another, in which their kingdom will be destroyed, divided and destroyed, you know? Because you have to have, when you read in the scriptures, it always talk about us being a nation of kings and priests, though Yahweh Shai is the King of kings. So how is that going to work? You got the chief king, and you got all these, basically, kings under the chief king. How is that going to work if those kings under the chief king are conspiring together to try to overthrow? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's not going to work. So that's why we have principles, right, where we are to be in one mind, and we are seeing the judgment written within the Bible that dictates the way everlasting kingdom is formulated, and it's through one mind. You know, these laws, statutes, and commandments, they tell you they are life, you know. And if we don't agree to live by those laws, statutes, and commandments, even if it's just one,
Yeah, cause
it's gonna eventually bring forth death
I think Apostle Paul said, "Be ye not unequally yoked together
with unbelievers.
unbelievers."
Yeah, you know. And you notice, like I've been bringing this up a lot, when they go and they have their debates and they bring forth all these problems, the solution is never the precepts in the Bible.
Right.
I got Ecclesiastes 4:9. It says, "Two are better than one, because they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? And if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him. And threefold cord is not quickly broken." So that's just,
Threefold cord, so meaning,
if you got a braid,
yeah,
it's harder to cut through.
yeah,
But if you got one string, you
tightly knit,
Clip.
Yeah, it's like y'all seen Planet of the Apes when they apes
took the sticks
Yeah.
and broke them.
yeah, broken like
Yeah.
see,
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
because you can be separated physically, but if you're together in one mind,
yeah,
like if your strategy on the whole other side of the earth is the same as my strategy when the enemy comes, so it's like they doing the same thing. So, but if you try to go and like if we have the for sure answer to how to defeat the enemy, you know what I'm saying? But you come and you say, well, now I'm gonna do it a little different. I ain't gonna dig no. Would you know how the mounds that the northern tribes used to dig? That was like a way of I ain't gonna dig no mound. I'm just gonna lay low. And then when your shit fall through, we like, what happened? Did you dig the mound? No. But that's what happened then. Why you didn't stick to the plan?
Right.
You know? Because if now they got numbers on us. You see? Now they use easily defeated. Now all these men coming over here now they finna conquer the whole kingdom. You see?
But yeah, another point too is they say the smallest minority is an individual. That's why they push that independent spirit heavy in America.
Yeah.
Is because now you're so hung up on your own fucking beliefs, you don't have anybody to agree with now. Because now you're you associate yourself with your skin complexion, but also a political party and your own belief system. So now you're a brown Republican that's a Christian. Now you got sevenfold enemies if you just said that you're brown.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And they push independent heavy on us, especially our Israelite women, man. You know, the independent spirit, they gonna let you know with, man. Because Coach just said two is better than one, man. You know?
Yep. And it's ultimately just everybody is rotating within America in democracy and people of the world. Everybody really just got a bunch of lies in rotation, and certain groups is agreeing upon those lies.
Yep.
You know, because only the Israelites, the elect, have the truth.
That's it.
And what it tell you in is it Ezra's, second Ezra's, only truth shall stand?
2 Ezra 6 and 28.
In the same chapter.
You got it, come.
Well, when we get 24, then jump down.
6 and 24.
Jump to 28.
28 come.
This is 2 Ezra 6 and 28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome.
And that's what this government was built on. Corruption, man. Like we was just having a conversation before the camera came on about this election in general. Like, here it is, the election was Tuesday.
Right, and that's a weekend.
It is, now we still waiting on
Still
who
waiting.
the winner is. We ain't never seen this. Like, okay,
Yeah.
now they talking about it could be to the 12th. It could be a recount.
Yeah.
Hey, come on, man. See, the whole system is corrupt, man. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. Like I said, unrighteous dealings.
Yep. We just
Seats.
got about to see.
Yeah, people are already preparing to protest, and no decision hasn't even been made yet.
Yeah.
I think in one place there was like riots and looting, and nothing. No
Yeah.
decision was made.
Because the people know that this. See, consistency. One thing about the truth is always going to be consistent.
Right.
When you start with one lie, then it's going to lead to another lie,
Yep.
and then it's going to set a trend of inconsistency.
Yep.
And when people see inconsistency, now they looking like, I can't trust this motherfucker.
Right.
Hey, one around. Give me the one
Give me the
around.
runaround. Like, hold on now.
Yep.
You know? Now, 2 days ago, when we woke up, on the 4th,
Right.
Biden had 6 votes before he get, because the number supposed to be 270 electoral votes. Now all of a sudden this shit just stuck.
Yeah.
Hold on, what's going on?
It's a glitch in the system.
It's a glitch in the system.
Like stop counting, man. Hey, and then just not to get off topic, but it ain't like we ain't seen this before.
It's right.
This is a
rerun.
It is a
It's a
rerun.
rerun.
Man. He saw the same move, guy, man. He do this shit over and over, and Jake just keep following. Really not just Jake, everybody. They keep falling for the same shit, man. Over and over. This guy's, man, he playing with your emotions. He trying to basically figure out which way I'm throw you niggas in the loop. I'm gonna throw everybody off with this one.
And Esau's ultimate thing, he wants to destroy you, but he wants to deceive you into destruction. He could like the elites could just blatantly come out and easily reduce the population down to 500 million. But they want to create the chaos scene and say, well, we're gonna have them take themselves out,
Order out chaos.
order out of chaos.
Chaos.
Because their order is to really reduce the population and obtain a new world order, but they want to do it out of creating chaos.
So they can be justified.
Yeah, the best way to create chaos is to start with division.
Yes, sir.
Just like we all in a room and we agree on something, and we all in one mind. And all it would take was one of us to come in here and whisper something contrary to what we all believe to another brother about another brother.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
Same do that.
That's what he do.
Yeah, contrary, it's a little living. Just brought it up.
That's how Satan jumped off his dominion with Adam and Eve. He started with the weaker vessel Eve. He whispered that bullshit in her ear, and it caused division between them and the Most High.
Yep.
So he like rerun.
Rerun.
It's just a rerun. It's the same old thing.
Same move.
Same move.
Yeah.
Same move, man.
Yeah.
And then they be talking to us, looking at us weird because we don't vote.
Right.
You a dumbass because you do vote.
Oh, you know that?
This is back in 2nd Ezra 6:28. As for faith, it shall flourish. Corruption shall be overcome, and truth, which had been so long without fruit, shall be declared.
And that's exactly what's going on through the spirit right now, man. Corruption is being overcome. Because Esau don't got no salt. He ain't
Yeah.
creative. The same way he been winning is the same way he trying to win, but that shit ain't working.
It ain't working.
Deception and corruption is not the goddamn move no more. Jake evolving, man. Jake like, oh man, you gonna have to come on, man. I done learned how to duck that shit.
Yeah.
Switch stands,
Yep.
count, so you gonna have to come on, but he don't got no salt.
He just sloppy.
He just sloppy now. You know what I'm saying? Jake reading, Jake, going into history. Jake, you know what I'm saying? Like, even Trump ain't no different, but like even when Trump was talking about Biden, he's like, man, You had 8 years to do all the shit you sitting here talking about. And on that note, get Revelation 13 and 16. Was it 13 and 12, I believe, or 13 and 11. You know, because that's what these politicians do, man. They sit up there and talk a good, smooth game and make it sound good, but at the same time, they backing all these harsh, draconian laws, man.
Yep, because the elder from Vegas, he said,
Karatazar,
yeah, the Karatazar, he did a lesson about Franklin D. Roosevelt made a quote saying that presidents not elected, they are selected.
They're selected.
Basically.
They're selected. So what we seeing right now is just a big, is it a reality TV show?
Yeah.
We just watching
Yeah.
reality TV,
Reality
man.
Man, just
Like,
like
Entertainment.
Love it.
Because-
entertainment, love and hip hop, housewives of the
hey, they have to tell you it's reality, then you know it ain't reality.
Right.
You know it's some shit they made up. You look like, ain't no way niggas living like this for real. Like, ain't no goddamn way this going on in real life.
Right. And Jake really believed that, bro.
Jake-
I done talked to some Jakes, man, that really believe like this thing is legit and they waiting on the result. I'm like, man, you really believe this? Like you really think this how, you know, they still count votes right now to this day. They got somebody in there stamping them in there.
Yeah.
All right, that's another for Biden. You know, come on, man. This shit over. Hey, it's a setup, man.
Trying to blame on COVID. Shit.
Right.
It's the okie doke.
It's the okie doke. Same pump fake, man. Jay jumping, you know,
Yeah,
he going for it.
The Jordan pump fake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got a lot.
This is Revelations 13 and 11. And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had 2 horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon.
Hey, he had two horns like a lamb. You know, Democrats and Republicans, man.
Yep.
All right. And when you notice, every time they get up and they go on their campaigns, they always speak for peace and these peaceful solutions and, you know, how to make things better. And when they get elected, they don't do a goddamn thing.
Shit.
And all you see going through is unjust. Matter of fact, get Habakkuk 1 on that note. Keep going on that.
Verse 12.
Yep.
And he exercises all the power of the first beast before him, and causes the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
It's going into the Roman Empire, man. Because the origin of Democrats and Republicans go back to plebeians and patricians. All right? And that same style of government is what you see before you today in this American democracy, man. You know? They even showed you that in 300. You remember when Leonidas and them was out the war, then his wife and they had all the different councilmen.
Yeah.
They basically was having a debate. Leonidas' wife and I forgot the other guy's name,
We watched that.
but he was wicked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And all the people was there, and they was having a debate right there before the people to decide the fate of Sparta. What you see going on now? Trump, Biden, coming before the people, debating the fate of America. Who has the greatest solution?
Just make America great again.
To whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Nothing new under the sun, man. And read it again.
Verse 12. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed.
Whose deadly wound was healed, man. You know? So that Roman style of government is the same thing that's going on right now. The ancient Roman style of government. Now, whole 2nd Ezra 11 and 24 on that. Go ahead, bro.
This is you want the Habakkuk?
Yeah.
All right, this is Habakkuk.
You start at verse 5. This is the point 5.
Okay, this is Habakkuk.
Well, if you want to start somewhere up, but
I'll
point is
go to
5.
4.
Go ahead.
Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the law is slack,
Yup.
and judgment do never go forth.
Mm-hmm.
For the wicked do compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Therefore, wrong judgment proceeded because of this style of government, man. You know, wrong judgment proceeded out of the ways of this beast, man. To the end of the day, they don't care about life.
Yeah.
Shit. Just to sum it up, they don't care about life.
No, it was down.
They don't give a damn.
I had a quick one.
Mm-hmm.
This Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that right grievousness which they have prescribed.
Yeah.
They say, to turn aside the needy from judgment, and to take away the right from the poor of my people, that widows may be their prey, and that they may ward the fatherless.
Yep. You want to say something on it, Doc?
It's just basically on Esau Edom, man. Unrighteous decrees, man.
Mhm.
And like you said, his own tongue falling upon itself, man.
And then them unrighteous decrees come through that dragon, because the dragon really is the legislation of America. You see, even the democracy system is divided because you got the executive branch, the judicial, and the legislative. The legislative branch writes the laws. The judicial system executes the judgment on the laws, and the executive branch basically just signs off. You know, the executive branch is what you vote on, the presidents. You know, but at the end of the day, they can be in disagreement. The Congress don't agree with the Senate.
Yep.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's just,
it's confusing.
it's utter confusion. It's utter confusion.
Yeah, people,
You got women in the power seats.
and then the military branch, they have their own judicial system. They don't even go by the federal judicial
Right.
system.
Because if you get tried in the military, you get tried like different from you do within, as a citizen. Yeah. So it's a whole nother legislation within the military.
And the city of confusion is broken down, man. You know, Babylon the Great, man. This is America, man.
This is
This is
America.
You know? Yeah.
second.
There you go.
Second Ezra's 11.
Yeah, 11:24.
This is Second Ezra's chapter 11, verse 24.
And before he start, when you go into 2nd Ezra 11, it's going into the Roman Empire and those 12 Caesars and that structure of how it was set up. Now I'm particularly calling out verse 24. I'm gonna let them read it and I expound upon the reason.
Then saw I also that 2 little feathers divided themselves from the 6 and remained under the
What did it
head.
say? 2 feathers divided themselves from the 6. Now let's see what it's gonna say.
And remained under the head that was upon the right side, for the 4 continued in their place.
Go ahead.
And I beheld, and lo, the feathers that were under the wing thought to set up themselves and to have the rule. And I beheld, and lo, there was one set up, but shortly it appeared no more. And the second was...
That's it. That's all I wanted. See? So after they divided themselves from them other feathers, it said what? Surely they were no more. So after division comes an end, man.
Right.
Once you divide yourself, after you have come together as a unit, and then you divide yourself from that unit,
That's it.
that's it. It's always an end. That's why in the kingdom of heaven, it ain't gonna be no division amongst the kings, man.
Right.
You know, the Yasharallah, man.
Yep. We all gonna speak the same
We
language.
all gonna speak the same thing, man.
Anybody got some more?
Ain't gonna be no way for the other nations to creep in and be like, Well, you know, King Anah said it was like this, but King Yanah, no, he ain't gonna be none of that shit. Whatever King Anah said, King Yanah said, and you tried to go to King Zahab, and he told you the same thing, and he found out you kept asking different kings about that shit.
Yeah.
He gonna come to the other kings, and you know what's gonna happen? You gonna get your ass rebuked.
That's right.
Now you got 5 kings against
Now you got 5 kings on your ass, because you was trying to cause division.
You put to death.
You gonna get your ass put to death.
That happens at camp sometimes. You know, they'll try to
Yeah,
Go
I
off
was
to
talking
the
to him.
side.
I was talking to
they try to bring one brother off to the side and ask him a question, and then he gets told the same exact thing.
Yeah.
You know, he tries to divide us. And you get 3
Divide.
different answers.
But I won't know what you think.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like, man, we just told you. Whatever he's gonna say, I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
Whatever he's
same
gonna say, I'm
thing.
gonna
We
say.
speak the
That
same
happened. That happened. You remember when Apostle Rumlob came down here, and we had the sign with Yahweh Shai, not Yahweh Shai, but Caesar Borgia with the horns on it, and he got offended. I was holding the sign. I wasn't saying nothing the whole time, and the Apostle was speaking, but he came up and he was offended at the sign, so he was trying to speak to me. I'm like, no, speak to the Apostle. No, he a man of speak. I said, he taught me. Yeah, I'm speaking the same thing, you know what I'm saying? But he was determined he was gonna speak to me because I was holding the sign. The whole concept of the sign I learned from the teacher right here.
Yeah.
So what is you saying? You know, this is the thing, man. You're not gonna divide the truth, man.
Yep.
The truth is gonna remain in the vessels that the Lord has set up and ordained for them to be in, man.
That's right.
You know? And if any brother speaks against the truth, like I say, there'll be some that crept in unaware,
Right.
which if they were of us, they would have remained with us.
That's right.
So they went out from us, man. But
She married.
anyway,
Yeah.
yeah. Satan out there working. But
Man.
hey, anyway, at the end of the day, man, the ultimate thing is that the stronger that we become as a nation, meaning the elect come together in one mind under the judgment of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the more this kingdom gonna crumble, man.
That's
Right.
right.
Got something?
I was thinking about giving that Deuteronomy 30.
Go ahead, bro. Whatever y'all got, you know.
Isaiah.
The point pretty much been made. We can get whatever we got, you know.
You want me to get this?
You go ahead.
Alright, this Isaiah 31:1. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help and stay on horses and trust in chariots, because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong. But they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord.
Yeah, I had an individual that I'm friends with on social media. I had posted a meme that said, fuck them both, 2020. So she was like, wait, you didn't vote? I said, hell no, I ain't voting for devil or the Satan. I ain't voting for Satan or the devil. Nor the devil, goddamn it.
Yeah, ain't no lesser than two.
Yeah, I ain't voting for neither one of those. So, you know, sometimes you just say something they can't come back from it. Then I was like, well, the true king on the way. You know what I'm saying?
right.
At the end of the day, that's who we voting for, man.
That's right.
Hey, we voting for one band, one sound.
Come on.
That's right.
We voting for a monarchy. All right? We don't want anybody and whoever feel like they can come into the land can have an opinion on how it's ruled.
Mm-hmm.
That's some bullshit in itself.
Man.
Like, how the hell the peasants gonna tell the king how to run the kingdom?
Right. And vote on it.
What is shit? What?
Yeah.
That's going back at them 2 horns that spake as a lamb. I mean, what did it say? The 2 horns that, what did it say? They spake as a lamb. Read it,
Yeah,
Revelation. Read Revelation 13 to 11
Yes.
again.
It's Revelation 13:11. I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake
He had
as
two
a
horns.
dragon.
So his power appears to be as a lamb. So
For the
a
people.
king's supposed to be more of a lion than a lamb. This is why Yahweh Shai, he's coming back as a lion. A lamb is a fragile, you know, more of a delicate harm, you know what I'm saying? But a lion, you know what I'm saying, is a more dominant creature. A king ain't supposed to rule. That's why Yahweh Shai said this king, when he came, he told us, said, if this was my kingdom, then my servants will fight.
Yeah.
But this ain't my king. This ain't my king. This ain't my time. You know what I'm saying? This is for my time to be the lamb. This is not my time to be the lion.
Right.
This is not my time to take the throne.
Be the predator.
This is my time to establish the standard of the throne. Because Yahweh Shai blood, where it say he opened the seals thereof. How was the seals of this book? Meaning the understanding and the judgment of the Heavenly Father opened through the blood of Yahweh Shai. His blood opened the understanding of the judgment of an everlasting kingdom and how it's supposed to operate.
Wisdom bringing forth a kingdom.
Wisdom bringing forth the kingdom. So we had to get the knowledge of how a kingdom is supposed to operate before we could actually get the kingdom. You know?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 30, verse 7. And the Lord Yahweh thy power will put all these curses upon thine enemies, and on them that hate thee, which persecuted thee. And the curses referring to Deuteronomy 28. You know, and one of them being your brother's eye.
Your
being
eye shall be evil towards your brother.
Mhm.
Woo!
Hey, and bro, I work at a certain community center that has a lot of Amalekites there, and they're losing their minds over this whole election shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could see them, the power slipping out of their own hands. Man. It's a beautiful sight to see.
It's Matthew 24:3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming,
Mm-hmm.
and of the end of the world?
Yep.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom.
Divide the division.
Yep. And there should be famines, pestilence, and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows.
And that's what this is the stage of prophecy that we're currently in. This is the beginning of sorrows. But really we finna come out of the sorrows and we finna come into the judgment. Cause see, right now, people are mourning and, you know, they're at their wits' end when it comes to what's going on, what's about to happen. Like, the prophets been knowing, the men of the Lord been knowing, the prophets and men of the Lord been knowing, hey, it's about to go down. And we know why, and we know what for. So we not sorry. Like it's saying sorry, we not sorry. We happy. Bring more. Bring it on.
I guess so. This is 2 Ezra chapter 2, verse 27. Be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
Others, meaning 2/3. All right? Everybody outside of the elect is going to weep and be sorrowful. But we shall be what?
He says, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance.
Thou shalt be merry and have abundance, man.
It says the heathen shall envy thee, but they shall be able to do nothing against thee, saith the Lord.
That's right. Can't do nothing against it, man. Hey, what scripture say? You can do nothing
Against the truth.
before the truth.
Before the truth.
Hey, can I bring this out to back you up?
Come.
It's John 16:20. We can close it.
Alright.
It says, John 16:20, Verily, verily, I say unto you, that ye shall weep and lament, but the world shall rejoice. And your and ye shall be sorrowful, but your sorrow shall be turned into joy. Bringing you up, man.
Hey, and that's the thing. Like, the closer we get to the end of this thing, as it say, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follow it. It means the kingdom of righteousness. Alright? You go into the word Jacob, or matter of fact, not the word Jacob in particular, but when you go into Genesis the 25th chapter, it says Jacob was a plain man, meaning complete.
Lacking nothing.
Lacking nothing. So the world of lacking nothing is upon you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans who are a part of the elect. That's why we rejoicing.
Man.
That's right.
The world of lacking nothing, complete. We're about to be made complete, man.
That's right.
Whole. Without care, all this bullshit, we go through day to day, man. The vexation of spirit, just being here. Only joy we have is being amongst the brethren where you can have a wholesome conversation. Cause like, you have a conversation here and there with a Jake that be, you know what I'm saying? Like, that, like, he be, yeah. But like it's just so true how I say that a little leaven destroyed the whole lump. Cause when he say one thing off,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, dang. I was just with you. I gotta get out here. Take a detour.
So you don't have any wholesome conversations unless you're around the brothers, man. That's it. It completes, like, because we all are pieces to the puzzle of the body. You know what I'm saying? Because all of us have gifts and have portions of the spirit that make us whole and united. You know what I'm saying? That one. So, hey, our kingdom not gonna fail, man. Our kingdom not gonna fall. Give me Isaiah 45, and we'll end on that. Isaiah 45 and 17.
This is Isaiah 45, verse 17. But Israel shall be saved in the Lord with an everlasting salvation. He shall not be ashamed nor confounded, world without end.
He shall never be ashamed nor confounded. World, and the Hebrew is our long, alright, without end. Our age ain't gonna never end, man. Never. Why? Because there'll never be any division amongst the nation of Israel, man.
That's right.
Only perfection, completeness, and what you said, lacking nothing. So Lord willing, this was edifying through the spirit of power, again, of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakodash. A double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone, Quam Yasharallah,
Quam Yasharallah,
Abba Ball,
Abba Ball.
Rise Israel, destroy confusion, Shalom.
Shalom.